Hello, I'm Paddy from creativemedia.org.uk, and I've recently been working with these people, the Real Photography Company, helping them create a website in Wix. Now, I'm not keen on Wix at all. Wix.com is a site in which you can create your own website and publish it. And I'm a web developer, coder and such like, and I work in this kind of stuff: PHP, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and using this stuff I can make a site do exactly what I want. So I'm not very happy when something like Wix.com comes along and says anyone can create a site for free, because I make some of my living from creating websites and doing all this kind of coding. So obviously I'm not very happy about that, but that's kind of the way things go. Also, if you go to a Wix page like this one, this is quite a simple page, very little on it. If I look at the source of the page, it's taking a long time to open, and look at all this code. There's tons of it just to make a really simple page. There's a menu, there's a title, there's 2 videos embedded. That's not going to need much code, but look at all this stuff. It's just and unintelligible from my point of view. I don't know what this stuff is. So every time you open a simple page like this, you're actually loading all this massive code, and that's a real waste of your bandwidth. If you're trying to open it on a phone, just think how much of your monthly allowance this is using up every time you open a page. So that's not good. It's also going to be slow if you've got a slow connection. You're going to be waiting around for ages for the page to open. So for those reasons, I disapprove of Wix. Also, you're rather at the whim of whatever Wix want to change. They might remove a feature that you've been relying on, and also a lot of the plugins and add-ons and things you can get are kind of restricted. You've only got certain styles, certain options. Some of the applications and embed tools only give you so many options for layout and size and shape of things, so you're very restricted. But on the plus side, it does mean you don't need to learn all this kind of stuff in order to make a page, and that is a good thing for for other people. Maybe not so good for me, but there are some particularly good things about Wix in particular when compared with sites like WordPress and other similar mechanisms for making your own websites. I do like this editor. If you've ever used Dreamweaver or FrontPage, this is a bit like them, and it's also a bit like something like Microsoft Publisher or Designer or various other bits of software for doing DTP and graphic design. You've got some of those kind of tools, so if you've used desktop publishing programs, you'll find this familiar. So a few things that are really nice about this. On this page here, for the Real Photography Company, I've got a layout of their sponsors. Each of these is a link, and a layout like this would be quite difficult using the old-fashioned coding methods that I tend to do. You might not want them all lining up by the top or by the middle. You might want, everything in a particular place. With Wix, you can actually select one of these and use the cursor keys to move it, nudge it around to exactly the place you want it. You can also just remove one just with the delete key. It's gone, and you've got undo. It comes back. That's so useful. Like, it's got multiple undos, just like you'd expect in applications like Photoshop or Word. You can just keep undoing and go back to where you were before you started making mistakes. Another great thing about Wix is if I just press Ctrl A and Ctrl C, then I've copied everything on the page. I'll just go to my development page, select all and delete it, and then I can do a paste and wait a little while, and that's an exact copy of what was on my previous page. You'll notice the graphic isn't here, because the graphic is actually a page background rather than the content of the page. But here I've got all the logos that were on the other page. This isn't an ideal way to get identical content on different pages, because obviously if I change some of this content here, it's going to be different from it is on the original page, and you'll end up with 2 pages with similar content but not identical content, which us humans are really good at noticing that kind of thing. You'll notice 2 pages are slightly different, and there's it makes the page look a bit naff if you've got kind of minute changes on different pages. But of course I can just select all those, and I can just unselect that one. Wait a minute, unselect it, and then I can move those up using cursor keys, or I can rearrange these very easily on the screen. Sort of swap that one to there. Even have them overlapping, which is not something you'd usually want, but it'd be something that would be quite hard to do using conventional web programming methods. So even though I hate Wix, I'm going to grudgingly say, yeah, use it. Compared to some of the other tools like WordPress, it's actually quite good. It's a bit sluggish. If you've got a really old computer, you'll find everything runs horribly slowly when you're trying to edit. So you might need to have a reasonably quick computer. Laptop with a SSD solid state drive will help a lot. A decent amount of memory as well will also help. And I'm probably going to do a few more Wix videos, so watch this space. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your coding or your Wix website creation, whichever tickles your fancy.